Mental health is something that seems like an Everest to climb, but it's not impossible. Personally, I take a different approach. I blend the two notoriously separate disciplines of physical and mental health, and I combine them to make one. Now, I'm a fitness coach, so granted, I'm biased. However, this year is my 12th year in the fitness industry. And over that time, I've had the absolute pleasure of working with thousands of people now. Now, they've been across different ages, genders, socioeconomic backgrounds, abilities, sports, nationalities, and now even hemispheres. And the biggest thing that stood out to me over that time is had nothing to do with breaking PRs and eating protein bars, or the handstands and high fives, meeting new people, learning new skills, or even consistently working out a couple of times a week. Now, the biggest thing that stood out to me over that time has been the benefit people receive mentally from a little bit of working out. So I want to pose a premise to you today, that we bridge the gap between mental and physical health, that we no longer address them as two separate things, and in fact, we link them together. Now, I'd like to share a story with you this evening. And this story takes place about 7 years ago in the UK. Now, at the time, I was coaching between 30 and 35 classes a week, so not many of them used to stand out to me. They all used to merge and blur into one, so to speak. However, in hindsight, looking back, this particular class, it definitely stands out. So I was in the gym about 5:30 in the morning, getting ready for a 6 o'clock class. Making sure the board's all written up, the lights are on, I'm mentally rehearsed so I know what I'm doing. You know, the gym's all clean and tidy, and well, it's the UK, so the heating's on, it's bloody freezing. Alright, about 5:45 AM, a new member rocks in through the door. So I spend the next 10 to 15 minutes getting to know this individual, allowing them to get to know me, and then about 5:45 AM, about 5:50, the crew start on weaning on in, all weary-eyed for that 6 AM start. I introduce them to the crew, and the crew to this new individual. So 6 AM rocks around, and we're rocking and rolling. Now, I think I took a pretty good class. Everybody worked hard, everyone got a sweat on, everyone had a smile on their face, even if it was at the end. They all got a high five when they finished. The score written on the board, and then I set them on their merry way. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks go by, and I don't see this new member again. Maybe I didn't take a good class. Maybe the joke I used didn't land and he took it personally. Or maybe because I got such a thick accent, he had no idea what I was saying to him, and he spent an entire hour just being really confused. Oh, that one happens more times than I care to admit, but anyway. About 4 weeks go by, this new member comes back in. Apologises for his absence in the last month, and expresses he'd like to see me after class. No problem. So after class rolls around, he comes up to me and says, "Alex, the reason why I've not been in is because I've been struggling. Now, I've not been struggling physically, I've been struggling mentally." And in fact, he said to me that one night it got so bad, he was in his garage on a stool with a rope around his neck, and he was ready to step off. But he didn't. And he said the reason why he didn't is because at that very moment he thought back to that first class, and how he was integrated as part of a community, as part of a family, and how, let's be honest, complete strangers were pushing him for his benefit, not for theirs. And he felt that benefit. He felt that endorphin rush, that feel-good hormone pumping through him, the sense of pride and achievement that he can do this. And he felt that little bit better, even if it was just a little bit. So he steps off the stool, takes the rope off his neck, throws it away. And I'm still in contact with this member, and I'm so grateful to say he never touches that rope again. And he commits. Fair play to him, he commits. He commits to twice a week, and I see him notoriously twice a week. And that turned into 3, quickly to 4, 5, 6, and I had to sit him down. I was like, "Brother, we can't work out like this all the time. You know, rest and recovery is a thing. You know, plus you've got a family, and I see you more than they do. I'm pretty sure they're getting jealous. All right, go home. I don't want to see you tomorrow." But the point is, he committed. He committed to himself. He committed to himself. He put a little bit of time and energy into himself to improve his physical health, and his mental health started improving as well. Now, I don't stand at the front today preaching a magic pill or a perfect formula, or saying that I'm the best coach in the world, and all you got to do is come to my class, and all your worries, stresses, down days are going to disappear. I don't say that. I wish I was, but I don't. I say the opposite. I'm just a guy from a pretty northern place with experience in both physical and mental health, saying maybe, just maybe, we should link them together. Now, how do we do that? It's a good question, and something that I've been asking myself for a while now. If my vision and purpose is to bridge this gap, then how? What's the blueprint? What's the secret? And to be honest with you, I don't know. But the thing that comes back to me time and time again is self-awareness. I think it's a superpower. I think understanding ourselves on a deeper level helps us to understand the people and the world around us that little bit more. We understand our likes, our dislikes, our strengths, our weaknesses, and who we are underneath all those layers, behind all those masks that we all wear every single day. Maybe we can start to improve the connectivity and the relationships between people and build that community again. We can leave behind in the past the loneliness, the expectations, the judgment, and the prejudice that we all feel. Because I think life's a game. Figure out the rules you want to play the game by, and don't expect anybody else to play by the same rules. Now, 8 years ago, if you'd have come to me and said, Alex, all you got to do is work out. All you got to do is lift a little bit of weight, get a little bit of sweat on, and everything's just going to be all right. I'd have believed you. Boy, was I wrong. 8 years ago, I broke my back, and I was left with 3 weeks where I couldn't move my legs. 3 weeks where every single day I had to eat a massive slice of humble pie because every time I needed to go to the toilet, I needed to ask my mum to help me. Now, as we all know, life is hard. It's not complicated, but it's hard. It gives us what we need and not what we want. And it gave me those 3 weeks where I had to desperately grasp at any outlet I could find to help me deal with mental health. Now, I'm going to blame my brother because it was actually his idea. And he told me to start writing things down. So I did. I started off with individual words, and they turned into sentences, and they started to rhyme and turned into stanzas. And 8 years on, I published 2 poetry books on mental health. Now, I don't say that to stand at the front and blow my own trumpet. I say that because clearly I'm a massive advocate of physical health. It's my job, it's my career, it's pretty much all my hobbies, it's what I like to do in my spare time, by drinking. Right? However, I think it can't be the whole picture. I think it is a massive piece of the jigsaw, but it's not the whole picture. I think if we rely solely on one outlet to help us deal with things, then we're setting ourselves up for failure, like we're playing with a one-sided coin. I think we need to go and tap into that creativity side to understand who we are on a deeper level. That balance, that yin and yang, the light and the dark, the day and the night. We need to find that balance. As too often we like to place ourselves in boxes or between 2 fine lines and be this singular human. But in fact, those boxes that we love to place ourselves in have no lid, and all we got to do is stand up and step out. Now, before I leave you today, team, I want to share with you one more story. And this story alludes to writing the speech. Now, I have no idea what I'm doing. I had no idea how to structure a speech, what I wanted to talk about, how I wasn't going to swear in 15 minutes, and also why they chose me. But anyway, during one of our brainstorming sessions, ripping my hair out, I was all cross-eyed, it wasn't a pretty sight. I came across this journal from 2019. And on the inside of this front cover, I'd written down a goals list. And about halfway down this goals list, I'd written down, complete a TED Talk in 2022. So, firstly, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to achieve that goal. But secondly, and more importantly, the reason why I share this story with you today, team, is at that very moment of writing that goal, I was living on the floor of a gym here in Auckland. I was 12,000 miles away from my home in Manchester, the UK. I didn't know anybody. I surely didn't have any mates. I didn't know what to do, where to go, and how to make it. I just know I had to keep going. I had to bounce from failure to failure. And every time I fell down, tripped down, I got pushed down. I had to get back up and keep my feet hitching forward. The reason why I share that story with you today, team, is no matter what you're going through right now, or what you've potentially already been through in the past, or could be going through in the future, you can get through it all. You just have to keep going. You have to keep your head in the stars and your eyes on your feet, because a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. But we got to walk every day. Team, I just want to say thank you very much for allowing me to share a couple of stories with you today. Hopefully I get to hear yours soon. Thank you.